Hey everyone, today we are diving into one of tech's hottest rumors, Apple's potential acquisition of Perplexity AI. Is this the game changer for Apple's AI future or a $14 billion gamble? Let us break it down. In Silicon Valley, what matters most is staying ahead of the competition. If you are a market leader like Apple and find yourself short on talent or unable to build the technology in-house, the typical approach is to spend big bucks to acquire a promising startup. This serves two purposes. One is to bring the team behind the product in-house to supercharge their own technical asset to maintain the market dominance, and the second is to kill the competition. On June 20, 2025, headlines began to circle that Apple executives Adrian Perica, mergers and acquisition head, and Eddy Cue, services chief, along with some other senior executives held early-stage internal talks about acquiring Perplexity AI. Though there has not been a formal offer made to Perplexity AI yet, but Apple evaluated Perplexity's technology multiple times recently. On the other side, Perplexity team responded with a curt statement: "We have no knowledge of any mergers and acquisition discussions." The timing of this scoop is very interesting. Recently it was reported that the product overhaul of Apple's signature AI tool, Siri, has been pushed to 2026. This will put them way behind Google and Meta's AI innovations. Also, the ongoing United States Justice Department antitrust case against Google is threatening Apple's $20 billion annual deal that makes Google the default search engine on Apple's devices. This deal represents a significant portion of Apple's services revenue, its fastest-growing segment. Perplexity AI is a leading AI startup founded by Indian-origin computer scientist Arvind Srinivas, along with Andy Konwinski, Dennis Yaretz, and Johnny Ho in 2022 at San Francisco, California. The idea behind the startup was to democratize access to knowledge. Though initially the product was mocked as little more than an AI wrapper, the AI-driven search engine and chatbot picked up steam very quickly. Its greatest strength lies in allowing users to choose from a range of powerful large language models, LLMs, though it also has its own LLM called Sonar. The startup has built various services on top of these LLMs, giving consumers real choice and flexibility. The ability to rapidly develop and launch new features on top of popular LLMs is what helped Perplexity gain its user base and rise in popularity. Post-April 2025 funding round, Perplexity is valued at $14 billion. Currently it has above 15 million monthly users and handles 780 million queries per month, 20% monthly growth. The technology platform supports real-time AI search, file analysis, Wolfram Alpha integration, and does not run any advertisements. Their main monetization paths are monthly individual pro subscription, $20 per month, enterprise plans, and API use charges. Apple is a market leader in the technology space headquartered in Cupertino, California. The company was founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. It is known for designing, developing, and selling consumer electronics, computer software, and online services. Their key products are iPhone, smartphones, iPad, tablets, Mac, personal computers, Apple Watch, wearable devices, and various software and online services like iCloud and Apple Music. They sell their products worldwide and have multiple production locations. They reported a record $124.3 billion in revenue for the first quarter of fiscal year 2025, which ended December 28, 2024. Their total cash on hand is around $150 billion, and they pay a regular dividend to its shareholders. This giant behemoth is part of the FAANG stock portfolio with a market cap of around $3 trillion. Their last acquisition was Beats in 2014 for $3 billion. If they decide to acquire Perplexity for $14 billion, it will be its largest ever deal till date. Like any deal, we need to build a strategic rationale for the purchase of Perplexity AI startup. Now I will explain the pros and cons for the deal, starting with the pros. If Apple acquires Perplexity AI, then they will have an instant AI search engine. This will help them to replace Google with Perplexity and Safari and Siri, saving billions if the Google deal dies. Apple will instantly gain 250 engineers specializing in conversational AI and real-time data retrieval, adding to its talent pool. 20% monthly query growth could accelerate Apple's user engagement by rocket speed. Perplexity's B2B tools could boost Apple's enterprise service significantly, adding to its enterprise edge. Along with the pros, there will be some cons as well. There might be issues with integrating a fast-growing startup with an established company. Beats and Intel modem deals in the past has caused massive cultural clashes and product integration delays. This impacts employee morale and also incurs financial loss for the acquiring company. Perplexity has a huge price tag of $14 billion with meager revenue earnings to justify the cost. Though Apple has a strong treasure chest, but any overpayment will severely impact the cash pool. Lastly, there might also be issues with the regulators who are always against monopolistic trade deals. Mega acquisitions like this often faces Federal Trade Commission scrutiny. Perplexity AI is currently in a new funding round, reportedly seeking $500 million at a valuation of $14 billion. Samsung is a potential investor and is in advanced rounds of discussion with them to fine-tune the deal. They would like to preload Perplexity's app and assistant on future Galaxy devices, including its flagship smartphones. If the deal closes, it will make Samsung one of Perplexity's largest investors. This move will allow Samsung to reduce reliance on Google search and browsing options while diversifying its AI offerings with a broad mix of technologies. If this happens, it will remove Apple's edge, as Samsung and Apple are the two leading competitors in the smartphone market. Meta is also considering an inorganic growth path to obtain an edge from the pack in the AI space. They were pursuing Perplexity for a potential takeover before the company recently invested $14.3 billion in Scale AI, but they have not yet declared a public statement mentioning the step down from the pursuit. So, the Meta shadow still looms large on the deal, which can potentially trigger a price war. Big companies such as Apple either integrates the acquired product into its existing product line and dismantles their leadership structure, or give the founders enough autonomy to continue innovating within their brand without core integration. In this process, some have made blockbuster acquisitions while others have gotten burned. Perplexity has a very outspoken CEO as in Aravind Srinivas, while Apple maintains a secretive culture with regards to their product line. This might be a potential cause of friction to derail the acquisition. Apple took an early lead in artificial intelligence with Siri in the early 2010s, but the company is now virtually absent from the current AI race. They appear to be lagging the competition, painting a picture of weak leadership, flawed decision-making, and poor integration between the teams. Currently, they are developing a new version of Siri that is entirely based on large language model, aiming to make it more conversational and better at processing information. The tentative timeline to bring it to market is end of 2026. This lack of speed might push them to contemplate buying than building in-house. The price tag of $14 billion might be justified for a significant leap forward. It is 0.4% of its total market cap of $3 trillion. This is in line with their previous purchase of Beats in 2014. Another possibility is a team-up with Perplexity, rather than an acquisition. The ultimate goal would be to integrate Perplexity's technology into an AI-based search engine, or use it to make Siri smarter, now that Apple's planned AI revamp for its assistant has been pushed into 2026. Similar to ChatGPT search, Perplexity is a cross between a traditional search engine and an AI assistant. It uses LLMs to comb the web to answer user queries in a conversational way, similar to interacting with a knowledgeable assistant. It's also built with cross-platform accessibility in mind, so users can access its AI-powered search and assistant features on a wide range of devices. We also need to be cognizant whether Apple's hardware-first business model puts it at a disadvantage in the AI age, or whether we are simply expecting Apple to behave like Google or OpenAI and invest billions in AI as a core product. Apple's business model is fundamentally different from the major players in AI. Apple's focus is to serve its customers by integrating AI features into its existing software ecosystem. Unlike the other AI players who directly monetize the AI technology, I believe that Apple should purchase Perplexity AI, as their AI talent pool lags way behind its competitors. Though the price tag is the highest in its acquisition history, it will help them leapfrog to the front of the AI race. Apple will gain instant and direct access to AI capabilities independent of third-party providers, allowing for deeper integration of tools into its services, including to improve Siri and search. It could also open a new revenue stream through search-based advertising services. AI is here to stay and revolutionize how we work. The dependence on technology is increasing in leaps and bounds. If they do not keep pace with it, they might be derailed and travel to oblivion. I do not recommend a partnership model, as it leaves room for some other player to scoop it up at a later point of time, which might hamper Apple's future growth aspiration and also may throw a wrench into its technical debts incurred in the interim to integrate the tech platforms. But the likelihood of any deal hinges on the Google antitrust verdict expected late 2025. What do you think? Vote below, acquire partner, walk away. Hit subscribe for updates, this story is moving fast.